He kissed me goodbye with an oxygen tube in his nose, then got my best friend pregnant behind my back. I didn't scream at first. I went cold, like my whole life had been unplugged. Because I wasn't just his wife. I was his nurse, his payroll, his insurance, his safety net. And in one ugly minute, I realized I'd been financing my own humiliation. If you're enjoying this, please subscribe and share. Your support keeps the stories coming. I found out on a Tuesday that smelled like bleach and stale coffee, the kind of day where the sky looks bruised even at noon. I was standing in the break room at the clinic, still wearing my badge, still smelling like latex gloves and disinfectant, when my phone buzzed. One text. From Megan, my best friend since sophomore year, the one who used to split fries with me at midnight and swear no man would ever come between us. It was a screenshot of a calendar invite. Dinner with Liam's parents, discuss baby timeline. No context, no hey, no sorry, just that. I stared at it so long my tea went lukewarm, my fingers didn't move, my brain didn't make sound. It felt like a movie where the audio cuts out right before the crash. My coworker Joy leaned into the doorway with her lunch bag and said, "Kendra, you okay? You look like you saw a ghost." I forced my mouth into something that might have been a smile. Just tired. Tired, like that word could hold the weight of what my life had become. Because Liam wasn't just a husband with asthma. Liam was a husband whose lungs had decided to turn on him like a traitor. Chronic, progressive, expensive. The kind of illness that doesn't kill you quickly, just drains you slowly until everyone around you either leaves or breaks. And I didn't leave. I left my apartment in Brighton Heights, left my friends, left my Sunday runs along the river, and moved into his family's place outside Pittsburgh because his parents insisted it was better for his recovery. They said it with soft voices and hard eyes, like a verdict. I remember that first week after the move, his mom, Diane, watched me unpack my scrubs and said, "You'll keep him calm, right? Stress makes him flare." Not, "How are you doing?" Not, "Thank you," just instructions. Liam sat on the couch with a nebulizer humming, looking fragile in a way that made strangers soften and made me feel like the villain if I ever got angry. He reached for my hand, squeezed it, and whispered, "I don't know what I'd do without you." I believed him so completely it hurts to remember. The truth is, I became the machine that kept his life running. I worked extra shifts at the clinic, I did the insurance calls, I tracked his meds in neat little rows on my phone. I learned how to tell when his breathing was about to turn bad just by the way his shoulders lifted. When his employer restructured him out, I didn't even let him see the panic on my face. I just picked up more hours. I told myself love wasn't a feeling, love was showing up. And while everyone praised me, they also got comfortable with me being the one who handled everything. His dad, Frank, would hand me hospital bills like I was the family accountant. "You're better at this paperwork stuff," he'd say. His sister, Paige, would whisper at family dinners, "Must be nice to play hero," like I was doing this for attention instead of survival. Even Liam's friends, guys who used to drink craft beer before his lungs collapsed, would clap him on the shoulder and joke, "Man, you hit the jackpot, wife of the year." Wife of the year. They didn't see me in the bathroom at 2 a.m. staring at my own face like I was trying to remember who I used to be. They didn't see the quiet part, my silent success. Because while I was doing all of this, I was also building something they didn't know about, not out of greed, out of fear, the kind of fear that grows when you realize love can turn into a trap. I started taking online courses after my shifts, billing and coding, compliance, management. I told Liam it was just to keep busy. He barely looked up from his phone. I applied for a higher-paying administrative role at my clinic. I worked harder than anyone. I never called in sick. I never complained. I smiled at the doctors who spoke to me like I was furniture. And quietly, without anyone noticing, I began to win. Not loud win, not champagne win, survival win. The offer email came on a Friday night. Salary bump, better hours, full benefits, a path upward. I sat in my car outside the house and cried, not because I was happy, but because the relief felt like oxygen after years of holding my breath. Then I wiped my cheeks, walked inside, and made dinner like nothing changed. Because in that house, my wins were only useful if they served Liam. That's how it worked. And Megan was the only person I used to tell everything to. She lived in Toronto now, working marketing, always posting glossy photos of rooftop bars and shiny dinners. She'd message me late at night, "How's the sick king?" followed by a laughing emoji. I'd defend him. I'd always defend him. "Don't call him that," I'd type. "He's trying." And Megan would say, "You're too good, Kendra. I hope he knows what he has." I didn't realize she was taking notes. The night before I found that calendar screenshot, I'd been out of town for 12 hours. One of Diane's friends had a sister who needed a ride home from a specialist in Cleveland, and somehow it became my problem because I was good with medical stuff. I drove on highways that blurred into gray lines. I ate a protein bar at a gas station. I missed Liam's evening meds by 1 hour and got a text from his mother that just said, "Unacceptable." When I got home, Liam was asleep. His phone was face down beside him, like a secret. I didn't think anything of it. I had stopped looking for reasons to be suspicious because suspicion takes energy, and I was running on fumes. So Tuesday, that screenshot landed in my lap like a brick. Dinner with Liam's parents, discuss baby timeline. Baby timeline. With my husband? My ears started ringing. I walked out of the break room without my tea. Joy called after me, but I didn't answer. I went to my car and locked the doors like someone might pull me out of my own body. My hands shook so hard I could barely dial. Megan picked up on the third ring. Her voice was bright, like nothing in the world had ever bruised her. "Kendra, oh my God, hi. Are you okay? You never call." "What is this?" My voice came out thin, not angry, just scraped raw. A pause, a little inhale. Then she laughed, a short, nervous sound. "Okay, so you saw it." "Saw what?" I said, even though my heart already knew the answer. "Explain it like I'm stupid." Another pause, longer, and then she went soft, like she was about to tell me she'd dented my car. "Kendra, it's just happened." I felt something tear in me, not a dramatic snap, more like fabric ripping slowly. "Did you sleep with my husband?" Silence. I didn't need words after that. Silence is a confession when you're cornered. My mouth went numb. How long? "Kendra, please don't do that." "Don't do what?" My voice rose. "Ask the question I'm allowed to ask?" Her breath hitched like she was offended, like I was being rude. "It's complicated," she said, and I swear to God I saw my whole life in that sentence. All the ways people use complicated mean I did it and I want you to carry the mess. "It's not complicated," I said. "It's betrayal." She whispered, "I didn't plan it." I laughed once. It sounded ugly. "But you planned a dinner with his parents to discuss a baby timeline." "Kendra." "No," I said, louder. "No, you don't get to say my name like that." Her voice sharpened. "You've been gone all the time." I went still. That hit different, because it wasn't just betrayal, it was blame. I swallowed hard. I've been gone because I've been working, to keep him insured, to keep him alive. You act like you're the only one who cares about him. My hands tightened on the steering wheel until my knuckles hurt. I could taste metal. "Are you pregnant?" I asked. She didn't answer right away, and that delay was the loudest sound I'd heard all day. Kendra, I'm not asking for your permission. I'm telling you what's happening. I stared at the dashboard like it might crack open and swallow me. What's happening, I repeated slowly, is you and my husband are planning a child. I hung up before she could say another word.
For a few minutes, I just sat there. The world outside my windshield kept moving. People walked, cars passed. The sun didn't fall out of the sky. Everything looked normal, which made it feel even more cruel. Then my phone buzzed again. This time, it wasn't Megan. It was Diane. Call me. Now. I should have known. Of course she already knew. Of course the family machine was already spinning. I called. My voice felt like it belonged to someone else. Hi. Diane didn't waste a second. We need to handle this carefully. The way she said it, handle, made me feel like a stain on a white carpet. Handle what? I asked. Your son cheating or my life exploding? Her tone went flat. Kendra, don't be dramatic. I actually looked around my car as if someone else might be there, just to confirm I heard her right. Dramatic? I repeated. Your son slept with my best friend. And he's sick, she snapped. He doesn't need stress. Do you understand what that does to his breathing? The rage came slow, like heat spreading under my skin. He didn't think about his breathing when he was having sex, I said. A sharp inhale on the other end. Frank's voice joined, low and stern. Watch your mouth. Oh, so this was the meeting, the family court, and I was already guilty. Diane said, Megan is in a situation. We can't have this turning into gossip. Liam's reputation matters. I almost choked. His reputation? Frank cut in. Look, Kendra, we're not saying Liam did right, but you're his wife. You're on his paperwork, insurance, all of it. We need stability. There it was. Not love, not apology, stability. A clean story. My stomach turned as I realized what they wanted. They didn't want me to be okay. They wanted me to keep paying. Diane softened her voice, the way she did when she was about to give me orders wrapped in kindness. We're meeting tonight for dinner. Paige will be here. Liam needs to see you calm. We'll talk it through. I'm not coming to dinner, I said. Frank's voice sharpened. Yes, you are. Something inside me rose up, small, tired, but finally awake. No, I repeated. I'm not. A beat of silence. Then Diane, cold again. Kendra, think about what you're doing. You have a duty. You made vows. I laughed, but it came out like a sob. Did Liam make vows too? Diane's voice dropped. He's fragile. I closed my eyes. I pictured Liam's face the last time he had an attack, the fear in his eyes, the way I held the mask to his mouth with shaking hands. My heart still knew how to care. That was the problem. My heart had always been better than the people around me deserved. But caring didn't mean surrendering. I'm filing for divorce, I said, and the words tasted like freedom and terror at the same time. Frank exploded. Don't you dare. Not now. Not when he needs coverage. Diane put in fast, panicked. Kendra, listen to me. Megan can't have this baby. It will ruin everything. You need to talk to her. You need to convince her to end it. I went so still I felt empty. They wanted me to talk my best friend into an abortion because my husband cheated, and they wanted the story to stay clean. And in the same breath, they wanted me to keep him on my health plan? My throat tightened. You are insane. Diane hissed. Don't use that word. I whispered. You want me to clean up the blood while you protect the knife. Frank said, We've done a lot for you, Kendra. I opened my eyes and stared out at the clinic parking lot. A woman walked past carrying flowers. A man laughed on the phone. Life just kept going. I said softly, What exactly have you done for me? Silence again. Because the answer was nothing. I ended the call. I went back inside and finished my shift like a ghost in scrubs. Smiled at patients, checked vitals, typed notes. My hands moved on autopilot while my brain replayed Megan's silence and Diane's demands. By the time I got off work, my phone had a missed call from Liam, then another, then a text. "Where are you? Mom says you're upset. Please come home." Home. That house that never felt like mine. I sat in my car again, engine off, and pulled up my bank app. My savings, my checking, my direct deposit, all tied together, all exposed. I opened a new account right there, shaking, and started the transfer. Not everything, not yet, just enough to breathe. My hidden effort turning into a door. Then I drove, not to the house, but to a small law office I'd Googled on my lunch break, the kind of place with plain brick walls and no fancy signs. I sat in the parking lot staring at the door, my heart slamming like it wanted out. A man in a suit walked in, a woman with a stroller walked out. Normal lives, normal problems. I felt like I was about to step into a storm that would change everything. My phone buzzed again, a new text, from Paige, Liam's sister. "Dinner is at 7. Wear something nice. Don't embarrass us." I stared at that line for a long time. Don't embarrass us. Not don't break, not are you okay, not I'm sorry, just don't embarrass us. Something in me hardened, sharp and clear. I typed back, "Tell Liam I'll see him tonight." Then I added, "And tell Megan she should come too." My finger hovered over send, my pulse roaring in my ears, because I wasn't just walking into a family dinner anymore. I was walking into a public execution, or a public reckoning. And the worst part, I still didn't know if Liam had already told them I was nothing without him, or if he'd told them the truth I'd kept quiet for years, that I wasn't just his wife, I was the only reason any of them still had power. I hit send, started the car, and drove straight towards the house, already imagining the moment they'd try to humiliate me in front of everyone, and the one thing I'd kept hidden that could flip the whole table. But when I pulled into the driveway, I saw an unfamiliar car parked beside Diane's, and through the front window, I caught a glimpse of blonde hair I knew too well. Megan was already inside.